Hello there, everyone, and happy Monday. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Anna Lundberg, and I'm a personal coach and business consultant at One Step Outside. Now, I haven't done one of these Facebook Lives in a while. I've been bunged up with a cold the last week, and I've been postponing this for a bit, but I've come up to the deadline for a event at the time applying to, and so here I am talking to you today. And I also usually do these outside. I think it's just nice to be a bit more casual and informal, but it's raining today here in London, so I brought these tulips to at least have a bit of colour and nature, which is always nice. So the event I'm here to talk to you about is run by the Expansion Project. And I found these guys a few months ago and was really excited when I saw what they were all about. They had a couple of events coming up this year, and one was in Alberta in beautiful Canada, and the other in the Cayman Islands. And unfortunately, couldn't make either of those this year. But I'm super excited to see, and I was talking to Ash, who's behind the whole thing, about this, that they're doing an event in Nice in France next year, and it's one of my favourite places in France. I used to live in Geneva, so Nice was always just a short flight away. So beautiful. And obviously much more convenient for me now that I'm sort of staying around the London area, staying around Europe for the time being at least, after a bit of crazy travel the last few years. So the Expansionists are a group of entrepreneurs, business owners, and personal development experts, coaches, and so on, who are all committed to creating an impact in the world. They have a great little Facebook group that I found as well, called the Expansionists. And it's all about examples. So it's about sharing role models, really, sharing your stories, sharing your successes, your failures, and really helping each other, encouraging each other, inspiring, and giving concrete tips to help each of us to reach our goals and make that impact that I think is so important for all of us. Now, I'll give you the details about the event in a minute, but just to talk a bit more about what it's all about, I guess. It's for you, and this should be very familiar to you, and I think the people I'm talking to here are exactly in this situation, and that's why I wanted to talk to you guys about this. It's really if you've been working hard and achieved those sort of outward signs of success, but somehow something's missing and you don't feel fulfilled. You feel like something is not quite right. Perhaps you're not quite sure what. You feel a bit frustrated and stagnant. You're probably in that comfort zone, and you haven't really taken the time to think about what it is you want for some time. And you're looking maybe to take that time. So to give yourself permission to take a step back, look at the bigger picture, and really look at what it is you're trying to achieve. And that's both within perhaps your career, your business, but also within the broader different areas of your life. It's actually a women's retreat. They do run other events for men. The Expansion Live event that's coming up at the end of this month in Alberta is for men and women. And there are some other men's retreats as well. But this particular one is for women, which I think is great. And there's going to be, of course, speakers and workshops. There will be a visit to Switzerland, which I'm excited about. Wine tasting, I think, visiting a vineyard, yoga and meditation, which I'm increasingly getting into, and which can be a huge help as well on this journey, and lots of other things. So I'm, as I said, really excited about this event, and I think it could be really helpful to you if you're in that position that you really aren't sure what this next step is going to be, and take that time. And most importantly, I think, meet that like-minded group of people who are going to support you, who are going to encourage you, and just be understanding and completely uncritical as you express what it is you want to do and how you're going to get there. So, I mean, in terms of why this event really appeals to me, this whole project really, the idea of impact is something that I really hold close to my heart. And if you've been following my blog and what I've been writing the last few months, you'll know that impact is actually my theme for 2017. I tend to set an annual theme rather than writing long lists of resolutions for the new year. And creating that meaningful impact has for me been the focus so far and will be for the rest of the year. And I think it's also through all my reading and working with clients and talking to friends and colleagues, I find that creating that meaningful impact is ultimately what we want to do. And that is what a fulfilling career is. So super important theme, and as I said, very personal to me. And with that in mind, the Expansionists are also donating 10% of the proceeds to a charity, which I think is wonderful. So if you do have a charity that's close to your heart and you'd like to suggest, then do put that into the comments, and I'll be sure to pass that suggestion on to them. And, you know, in general, the events that these guys organise are very much in line with the work I do with my clients as a coach. So looking at where you are today, where you want to get to, and really thinking big in terms of those outrageous, audacious, wonderful goals that we generally don't do, don't sort of think are actually going to happen. And then looking at your fears, looking at your blocks, and understanding what might get in the way of that. So, in terms of what I'm going to be talking about, it's about redefining success. And I think that many of us have gotten onto that conveyor belt really since when we started school. In my case, play school even is the story I usually tell when I was 3 years old. Being told that we need to behave in a certain way, be a good girl, especially for women, and trying to live up to all those expectations. Expectations of our teachers, of our parents, of society more broadly, and of ourselves as well. We put a lot of pressure and expectations of ourselves. And I was definitely that good girl, and had a lot of those shoulds and expectations on my shoulders. And I've also been running this Fearless Fridays interview series for the last 4 years. I've interviewed almost 40 people, and it's very much a consistent theme throughout these really smart, amazing, incredible people who've been held back by their own self-criticism, fearing the judgment of others, fearing looking foolish, and so on. And it's such a big barrier. And it's so easy to get caught up in, to-do lists and being busy all the time. I'm certainly a victim to this. I have plenty of lists, and I'm constantly working on something. But having the luxury, I guess this kind of retreat gives you the gift of giving yourself permission to take a step back, look at that bigger picture, ask ourselves, what is success for us? Are we moving in the right direction? Is that what we really want? Is it still what we want? Because perhaps it's changed. And if not, then what is it that we want, and how can we shift our behaviour, our actions to really make meaningful progress in that direction? And I think, I usually look at this topic in two ways, both in terms of the big vision and the dreaming and stripping away all those expectations and the shoulds and so on the one hand, so the big vision and the excitement, the inspiration on that side. And then on the other side, also the very actionable steps. So taking that one step that will move you forwards, anchoring that vision in your day-to-day, which is the only thing that's really going to move you forward and make that vision, make that dream a reality. So it is about career and business, but it is also broader themes in your life. And I love that this event is going to be about that too. So it's not just about your marketing goals, your sales, and so on, or changing career or getting that promotion. It's really mind, body, soul. It's looking at all those different areas. And I've certainly found, even though I've come at this topic from career, work, and business, and so on, it's a much broader area. And setting goals is not just for work, but also for our personal relationships, for health and well-being, even for romance, for love, for adventure, for fun. So really excited to come at this theme from a really broad angle, I suppose. If you are excited about this, as I am, and if you are available in the next couple of weeks, there are still some tickets, I believe, left for the Alberta event. So I'll put the details and the link of that in the description. That's in Banff in Alberta, Canada. 28th to 30th of May. So that's the Expansion Live event, which is for men and women. There is also the Cayman Islands event, which is a women's retreat. And for me, most importantly, next year, the 2018 Nice event. And as I said right at the start, my concept is very much about getting out of your comfort zone, overcoming those fears and obstacles, and achieving your goals. So I'm excited about this event and this whole group being very much aligned with that goal. And with that in mind, I think that's all I wanted to tell you about today. I've gotten through the whole video without coughing and spluttering, so hooray! I really hope I'll see you all in Nice next year. And with that, I want to bid you farewell and wish you a wonderful week, and hopefully talk to you very soon.